No matter how hard you try, you can stop me now. No matter how hard you try, you can stop me now. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. No matter how hard you try, you can stop me now. Rolling every rolling on along. Okay, we're coming to part 4 of This Is What a Man Is. I'm gonna wait for a little bit, to see who's gonna roll up. And if don't nobody roll up, uh, uh, I'll just proceed like I normally do. It is what it is. Hold on, I'm doing something real quick. Trying to make sense out of this. Okay. I don't know, for some reason, you understand, this doggone thing scheduled this video a little bit later for 12 o'clock tonight. And I wasn't going at 12. I was going at 10 o'clock. Oh, man, I got to wrap my head around this technical stuff. For real, for real. Oh, boy. I'm just drinking some black tea, and it's really good. I don't even know if the alerts went out or what. I can't really see on my phone whether. Okay, yeah, they got me a lot, so I'm good with that. Hold on. I'm good with that, so I'll wait a couple more minutes to understand before I really get started. Oh man, I see that they call themselves really trying to be serious about trying to impeach Trump, and it's a wasted effort because the only thing they could do is disqualify him from office, where he never, you understand, is allowed to hold a governmental job again. But that ain't nothing. Shit, man, Trump don't do this damn thing. He don't got his money, understand, and shit, he give two fucks about it. Everybody else is trying to sit back and claim what Trump is doing and how they're gonna get him or whatever. I don't get it. You know, a lot of the animosity is coming from black folks. You dig? And like I get it. You know what they're saying, but they got to be realistic. You dig? The dude is a billionaire. You know, he could put up shit for a long time, and he's in the fourth quarter of his life. You know, and is yet to see what Biden is going to do. You know, with the Democrats, they talk a good game, understand, but like you got to stay at their ass, otherwise you'll come up short. And like a lot of promises, you understand, a lot of fast talking, double talk, or what have you. It's like being in the face of a magician. Now you see it, now you don't. Okay, hold on. Well, see, I got one person up there in the clouds. I I think I'm going to. This is going to be. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, maybe I can get the majority done. No, it's going to require a part five. But what I'm going to do is, in the third one, I did. A man is organized. He's authoritative. He's dependable. He's consistent. He's fair. He's stable. He's not a liar. And like, hey, Shirley, how you doing? I see you came through. You know, oh, did you? Hey, that was a good exchange though. Yesterday, I completely enjoyed it, and like, we got to do that more often. Once I figure out this thing about how to drop this link, understand, I'm going to have a lot of people up here, you understand, where we can really talk about some realistic things, and like don't be pressured by time or what have you, because I would like to see clearly what a person is talking about. Thank you. You know, who's ever going to come in, you understand, that they can come in, but like hey, I was going to go regardless. Tell you the truth. Let me get my glasses here and see what you're saying before I get started. Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, I completely enjoyed that, and like I let it be known that I enjoyed it. Because look, I want to do my part in giving back. You know, not just sit around and act like you did that I'm this and that. You know, I don't mind, and I'm going in a different direction. Uh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, ain't no problem with that misunderstood. What I do is, you dig, I go on, finish some of my concepts here, and like, I swing over there. You know, I saw, I was asleep uh, when you went live, and like, I had to catch, some of the replay. So, it was all good. And it was, you had a good show too. You know, hey, you know something? The way I look at it, hey, we're starting off slow, you dig, and like we're going to gain momentum because I'm going to change the direction of of how um, I'm going to unfold my content. You know, misunderstood. Hey, you showed through. That's all that matters. I'm good with that. I understand. Hey, you're trying to do other things too. But you know something? I went on a Sheila E's panel yesterday. I woke up in time and like had a good conversation. And okay, I hear you. I hear you. You know, say no more. I was explaining to Sheila the reason that I was doing this is because a lot of guys on YouTube say that they're men. You know, and like when they go to express themselves and how they go about expressing themselves, they kind of come up short in my eyes because like what they call a man, you dig, to me is not a man, but it's more of boyish characteristics. Okay. she did. Hey, she, but you was putting in though, early this morning. You know, oh y'all, you understand? You dig? Hey, y'all like the night. You know, I was always a night baby, so that's how it is. Yeah, yeah. You know something? Yeah, these guys need to hear it because, like, hey, I look at some of the things they say, some of the ways they think. They don't fit into a lot of the division that exists between men and women. And then some of the things that they say about women, you dig, is very demeaning. And I got to just point the direction you understand on both, you dig. The one thing I tell you what, the one thing that I really like to understand is what Kevin Samuel does and how he goes about doing it. A lot don't like his style, but he's trying to bring truth. And I listen to the message instead of the messenger. And like hey, some of the things that some of the women get on there and say they ain't got their head together. They haven't thought about the future. Um, they just feel that they expect understand for something to fall out the sky and drop into their life, into their lap or their life, and he brings it to them. He can be sarcastic at times, argumentative. He did. I mean, that's Kevin Samuels, But I think his intentions at heart is good. But don't get it twisted, though. The man is about his money too. He's doing it. You understand? To get rich, and he should be paid. But when it comes to a man, something, and I like to say this: there have been some guys who have got on Kevin Samuel's show, and like they didn't know what the hell they was doing. They had gave no thought to their future, and like he tries to build a format where he can get something going, and the thing about building your brand is when you start treating your content, you can't forget your essential purpose of why you are there or why you are here on YouTube to begin with. You know, and I tell you, I came to YouTube and said just to collect music. I got a lot of music, you know. I mean, really, really a lot, you know. And I appreciate that YouTube has this available. However, I don't drift it over, you understand, into this content thing. And it has taken some time for me to let this sink in, but now it has begun to sink in. I know exactly, you know, what kind of approach that I want to take with it. I have, you know, people in real life, instead, starting to listen to me. You know, I got to educate them on how to, you know, subscribe and all that right there. But that's coming. Well, how come you do this every time? And like, hey, how you doing, Eunice? I seen that you put a video out, you know, shared, you know, what you ate for dinner and what happened. That was a good thing. Okay. Well, Eunice, this is about what a man is. I've already did 3 videos. This is part 4. Uh, right, you have to go back and listen to the replays to see where I'm going with this. But I'll tell you what I will do, just so you can see the grounds that I've covered, and like I'll share that real quick, and then I go on and pick up where I left off. That I said, you understand, you know, coming out the gate. First above all things, man is submissive and obedient to the living God because he was created in the image of God, and God created the blueprint for what a man is. All right. In other words, that blueprint is the standard. Okay. It is the standard, understand, of what a man is. And then I went on to say that a man is righteous, he's holy, he's wise, he's thoughtful, he's full of knowledge, he's insightful, he's discerning, he's respectful, he's patient, he's reserved, analytic, he's humble, he's inspiring, he's peaceful, he's motivated, he's strong, he's a producer, he's a protector, he's a visionary, um, he's reflective, he's intelligent, he's creative. I had to learn how to do that, misunderstood. Um, Maybe you understand, you know, we can do that. Okay. Um, you know something? I was trying to download it, you dig? I got to figure out that too. All right. He was creative. Uh, he's honest. He's helpful. He's a comforter. He's a builder. He's a hard worker. He's a provider. He's sincere. He's realistic. He's serious. He's not a gossip. He's organized. He's a authoritative. He's dependable. He's consistent. He's fair. He's stable. He's not a liar. He's truthful. He's loving. He's giving. He's fearful. I stopped at the word. Hey, Monique. Good. I'm glad you came back, Queen. This is what I'm doing uh, in this video and the 3 that I've done before that. I said that I would commit to being on more often. I'm giving you understand my profile or my understanding of what a man is. Okay, and like I'm trying to share it. You did because you know, the guys on YouTube say that they're men and they know what a man is, but they got all these feminine symptoms as well as childish, boyish symptoms, and like they tend to limp with that and think that that is okay. that you can always talk away of reality and not embrace it, you know? And this goes all the way back to, what God gave man as a standard, you know? And like, hey, however you want to see it, you understand? We men and women both have standards that we're supposed to live by. It's in the very fiber of our being because God gave us that blueprint. I don't care what nobody say, you understand? That standard is there. And if you think, you understand, that you can try to change what comes naturally, in your DNA, you're lying, you understand, because you're trying to call God a liar, and God is not a liar, you know? So, having said that, I'm going to the next attribute or characteristic that a man has, and that is a man is a good companion. You know, I know you have different ethnic groups, and you have people due to their culture they do things differently. So I'm kind of applying this to uh, uh, the black race, and what I've learned as a black man, and from my experiences, black men automatically are good companions. Later on I will tell about the good sense of humor that they have. I've already said how they are able to comfort people. They can come into a room and light things up. When it comes to their mate and there's no friction or no disharmony, well, you're right, Shili. Some guys don't have a standard. I mean, they pick and choose their standards. You understand, on a daily basis, a daily basis, and like I said, this is why I said that a man is consistent in who he is and what he is. And that was said in my hold on, let me see. That was said in my third video. A man has got to be consistent because God made him the center of things. And like when you come across an inconsistent man, you come across an unstable man. And that's become so many women you dig. They tend to harp and say that there are no good men out there because, uh, when it comes to looking for a good man, a lot of men are not consistent and they're not good companions. To be a good companion means you understand that you care about the person that you're living with, or that you associate with. You care about their feelings. You care about the harmony that is created. You care about who you are as a person and how you reflect yourself as a person. All my life, I have been, you understand, even though I've been on my fuckery and I did, a lot of things, I have always been a good companion. I've always been able to bring a smile to my ex's face, my children's face, or what have you. And like I've been able to do this, you understand, at the drop of a dime. And this is what they expect of me because I've always been consistent in that and being a good companion. And like there are many times, you understand, that sometimes it's kind of hard for us to get over the hump. And we rely on our mate to uplift us. Sometimes, understand, people go into depressions, you dig, and like they don't have no way out. And it depends on who you are and what you are as a person and your ability to help them out of that, to uplift them. Okay, let me say this. It just became so obvious in nowadays, you dig, that so many of our mates, both men and women, some have mental problems that they didn't even know that they have. Some are, bipolar, schizophrenic, and they didn't even realize it because they are in a normal, frame of mind. And with that good companion, if he don't know this, he'll still try to be positive in everything. And like the most important thing is that when you don't know who you are and you're unbalanced, and I tell you, a lot of dysfunctional people get together and try to be functional. But if all you have learned, understand from life is dysfunction, you're not going to be functional. A dysfunctional man and a dysfunctional woman, you understand, will only produce dysfunctional until one or the two, you understand, learn how to be functional, until they learn how to accommodate, until they learn how to understand what the processes of life is, and like they choose to be something different. And our problem is we always let outside influences try to dictate who and what we are, and sometimes we are different, and we never get a chance to be our true selves. But a man is a good companion, and it's kind of hard to say with modern guys because like it seems like men and women, they tend to fall out at the first thing. They tend to get into moves. And this is all, sometimes it's based on manipulation. Sometimes it's based on control issues. Sometimes it's based on what you have internalized inside of yourself in terms of who you are. And the sad thing about that is some people go through their whole life and never really realize who they are because they've been so busy mimicking other things. So busy. And it's only after I've seen so many people, you understand, who have wasted their lives, you dig, and at the last minute they start getting a groove on, you dig. And what I mean by the groove is that like leave that boat alone, Bo. They start getting a groove on, understand. That means that they start becoming real with themselves. And like again, I said that people the number one thing to say is I'm gonna do me. And when you go to do you, you understand, that means that you have, uh, made the decision that you're going to be selfish and you don't care about nothing else. And that has crippled us. A lot of us are mentally crippled. We don't know how to be good companions, you know? And this goes all the way back, understand, to the Bible, really. When Jesus had his feet washed, and he washed the feet in the sense of, other men and women. He was a good companion. He was a good person who didn't mind, you understand, bending down and washing another a person's feet. We have lost that. We have really lost that because we're not raising our sons and daughters to be good companions. We have made them understand to be somewhat insignificant because we just go with, whatever the emotional flow is. And that's where we at with that. I often see brothers and sisters fighting and arguing about insignificant things, whereas it is so easy to get along. That's because we adopt these attitudes and habits, and we think that is the most suitable thing for us to do. And you know something? That's why we have so much violence, so much trauma, so much sadness, because people are losing their lives in some horrible ways that we would never even imagine. Stabbings, shootings, cuttings. It's in the newspaper in the news every day. But a man is a good companion, and the same attributes for a woman, but this is what a man is, though. And that's what I'm reflecting on. The blueprint is there. For everything that I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about the truth, you understand? And like, I don't see why it's so difficult for people to uphold the truth when God gave them the common sense to interpret the truth. But a man is a good companion. Move it on. A man is frugal. You know, every day, you understand, I see guys who sit back and say, man, I got to have this. I got to buy that. Man, I want this. And sometimes you just got to, sit back and take your money and stack it. So when something comes up, you dig, well, you can, step up to that next level. You can make that move because that money is there. One thing I learned when I was selling drugs, I had a lot of money in the stand coming in my right hand. It was going quickly out of my left hand. Every day, I'm breaking my back in the stand, to get that dollar, and I was getting that dollar. And as quickly as I made the money went out of my hand because this had to be paid for. I got to get this. Uh, no, we got to have the best of this right here. You know, the hell with going to the supermarket and spending, you understand, $150 or $200. I got to spend $900 because I got to have stacks of everything. Go to a shoe store. No, I'm not going there to buy one pair. I want to buy, you understand, 6 or 7 pairs, three, four, 500 at a pop. You're right, Sheila. And you know something? The thing about it is, the way God has created things, what one person won't, hear and accept, the other person will. Get away from here, man. Damn, I should have left you in another room. Go. Go. God, you know that every man won't hearken. You understand to what one man may say, and people, you know something, people pride themselves of being an asshole. You dig? When they know that they should listen to something that is beneficial to them. Oh, I don't want to hear that. They do it just out of spite. You know? Yes, sir. They do it, and some men do it out of spite. You can tell a man, you're saying, "Hey, look, bro, don't waste your time instead of getting involved in, some of the stuff you're doing. It's gonna mess you up." Man, I don't want to hear that. If I'm gonna get caught up, I'm gonna get caught up, and that's how some people are. But get back to what I said that a man is frugal. You understand? It is good for a man to be frugal, you dig, because like something, a man and his family always has a need, and if you're not smart enough to save your money, so when the time comes, you understand that you want to have a nice flat screen TV, or you want to get a pool table, or you want to get a living room set or a bedroom set, a new refrigerator, new stove, or whatever. The money is there. But if you're constantly spending your money, you understand, after you get it, you're gonna always have the blues. When your woman comes to you and says, "Baby, we need a new refrigerator," okay, I'll take care of that. I just got to save the money. And a year, 15 months later, baby, we need a refrigerator. Remember? Yeah, I just haven't been able to save the money because I had to buy this and I had to buy that. And like people, I mean, dudes, you forget you think that they have a responsibility to be a provider. Oh shit. Okay, man. Can you hear me? I see what happened last time I was talking. Hold on. Let me check my audio real quick. I can see what happened. And I got on that this time. You understand real good. Okay, I see. Y'all can still hear me. All right. Um, what I'm saying that if a man don't save his money, understand he's gonna always be struggling. He's gonna always be struggling. You understand, and like that is the kind of man, you understand, who's always going around borrowing things, always griping about what he don't have, always complaining that life is so hard for him, and like he is the enemy, of all his issues because he don't know how to be frugal. He don't know how to manage his money. He's the kind of guy that would go out there and buy a 600, 700, 800 pair, 800 pair, $800 pair of shoes, and his rent got to be paid, or he got to put food on the table. So it is important that a man be frugal. Okay, yeah, Sheila. Trying to delete these little pop-ups. It took me, understand, until somebody else's video you did, and I just exit out and came right back. That's what happened the last time I was on there. But and you know something too. God said that a man should be frugal. God gives a man a whole lot of things. And sometimes they give it just to see what your attitude is going to be. Some people, they try to become dictators, when they see that they're not dealing with a man that is frugal, and they see that man is always spending up his money, understanding he's always, you know, on the move to borrow something. That is how, other people tend to manipulate you and play you and scheme against you and talk about you at the same time and criticize you behind your back. Man, that dude don't never have anything. Man, money just goes like water through his fingers. And um, listen to some of the guys understand on YouTube how they so-called high rollers and all this sort of crap, or what they say. You know, okay. Let me go on. A man is exact in his expressions. Now, that is a really a key thing with a real man. When a man is on this square, you understand, and he expresses himself, he is exact about that. One thing you want to hear about Mr. Black, I don't try to borrow things from people or plagiarize things from people or anything like that. My expressions is my expression. I am exact about that. If I say I don't like, the way things are going, I'm going to express I don't like it. If I say you understand that, like, this should be this way, that's the way that I believe it. Like I said, that a man is sincere and he's serious. That's exactly what I am. No more, no less. And I make sure this is communicated to my mate, to my children, to my associates, and what have you, so they don't get it twisted or confused. Even in my employment, I'm exact about who I am and what I am. I don't sit back and tiptoe about, in terms of my identity. And I've always, something I've always been like that. If I said that I was gonna get in your ass, I'm gonna get in your ass. If I said that, like, hey, look, I'm gonna help you, I'll help you. A man is exactly in his expressions. If I tell my woman, you understand, that I don't run the streets, and I ain't lost it in the streets. I don't run the streets because with a real man, he realizes very quickly if you could be in the streets, have a reason to be in the streets. You understand, to make sure you get the benefit of it. Because can nobody outrun the streets? No one. No one can outrun the streets, and that's for sure. A man is exact in his expression, understand, because God was exact when He was creating man. He knew exactly what He wanted. He knew exactly what He was creating. Understand, and like something. When God brought the animals before Adam, you understand, and say, give them a name, Adam had to be exact. He didn't sit back, when it came to a hippo, he didn't say, well, I think this gonna be a cow. No, this gonna be a hippo. No, this gonna be a bear. No, this gonna be, all them other things. He didn't do that. What he did, he he named the animal, and that animal was what it was what it is. And that's because a man is exact. Hold on, I'm trying to put something together here real quick. A man is exactly like there should be no puzzle about it. That's a come when I hear some dudes on YouTube speak. I realize very quickly, understand that like a lot of men you dig on YouTube are not exact in expression. Oh yeah, Sheila. You know something? I learned that very early. The streets don't love nobody. You know that one song that came out, "Street Life" by the Jazz Crusaders and what have you. That song was so true because I've seen so many young men and women get out there in the streets and think that, they could, control the streets, and they went down, and they were sending all kind of there and survive if you have enough smarts to know how to proceed. And like like I said, the reason that I'm kind of giving this up like this is we have got to start being for real and not taking and not taking the easy way out. A Farrakhan, you understand? You dig? I'm talking about when he get up in front of people and then he get to talking. He become fiery and he become animated and he become this and that. You know, because see, he could probably describe what I'm saying in a completely different way. Completely different way. I'm doing it this way, you understand? Because I don't have to sit back, understand? You dig? And open a book. I haven't gone through, so many rehearsals. Or having somebody stand by and stand, to hunch me or give me a note and say, hey, look, don't forget this. I say it off the top of my head, you understand, because it is something that I have lived. I have lived it and I walked it once I learned it. And it's a common fact. And facts are hard because you can have your opinion all day long. And you can move your opinion from one side to the other side to the other side to the other side. But I tell you what, facts are hard. And it's a fact that when people start out in life, you don't have nobody there to advise you per se at the beginning. I mean, you have your parents, they'll tell you the things. But as far as really knowing the hard things that you should know, no. You got to learn those things as you go out there and interact. And that determines, you understand, what your quality is. Really. You got to be exact in your expressions. Just come on, a mother, will tell a child, look, I brought you here, I take your ass up out of here. We all know that one right there. But your mother was exact. And then too many, hey, you know, what I find very sad now, I find more children killing their parents than ever before. That is so crazy. It don't explain why. It just said they had a tantrum and they killed them. Same way, some parents are killing their children, both men and women. You know, the exactness you dig of your expressions, you understand, something that you take, sincere, and you're real about it. If you don't be real about it, people are not going to take you for real. I've done the psychology, you understand. We have a public side, you know, we have a private side, and then we have a side that people that we can't see. Only the people outside of us, can see it. Stop it, man. And we think, understand, that like when we have that public side and private side, you dig that hey, can nobody see exactly what's going on with us? But we forget about the social side that people can see us that we can't see ourselves. You know, there's a blueprint to all this right here. And you know something, the more a person age, the more they learn, and the more they become resigned to the fact is that did I live a good life? Was I fooled throughout my entire life? Am I content with myself right now? They ask those questions in the back of their mind. Sometimes if you sit around and look at, some of our elderly, they just sit there and they stare off in space. Oh, Sheely, I want to tell you this too, because I forgot to do it the other day. Last night, yesterday when I was on your panel. I loved how you and your sisters were reacting to your mother. You know something? I was so proud of you and your sisters, and I was so proud of the love that you were showing your mother. It was amazing. Christmas, when y'all was eating the crabs, legs. I forgot to tell you that, and like, I really enjoyed it. And I can see that you had a good mother, though. And that was a good thing. It was a beautiful thing to see. That's just that little footnote that I wanted you to uh, 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 to recognize your dig, and you know something. You don't have to share that side of your family, but you did though. That's transparency. You know, can nobody judge you but you and God. Oh, she's a queen. You know, she's a queen, and the good thing is that she's still here. Okay, I'm going to my next one. A man have feelings. The number one thing, understand, in communication is being able to show empathy, being able to interpret what the next person is feeling. What is happening, understand, in this gender thing is that Men and women have turned themselves off from listening to each other. They turn themselves off from listening to each other. Therefore, they'll put themselves on monotone. And it causes a lot of friction because men are half listening, women are half listening because, like, you know, uh, they feel that the hardest thing to do, in a sense, is to listen to their mate, much less to their neighbors and to what they do in the social world. You know, it seems like the only time men and women really listen is when they're on their job. Your boss tell you to do something and stand, bang, you do it. But when it comes to a man and woman, and they're living, you understand, under the same roof with one another, it is very difficult for them to listen to each other because they profess that they have learned everything that that person is going to say or want to say, and as a result, they don't listen as closely as they did when they first got together. When you first get together with your mate, y'all listen to everything, and you're responsive to everything, and you're on top of all the feelings that they have. More so when y'all get in the bed, you understand, y'all get to throwing down. Man have a even though men and women are wired differently, God made it possible, you understand, that they can definitely communicate with one another without no problems. Men have a quiet system of feelings, understand, that is easy to offend them, especially, when it comes from their mate. And their mates don't even realize that they've offended their man. Just like men do it to women. Women can be so sensitive that, their man can offend them and the man don't have a clue that he is actually offended, his mate. Because we don't want to recognize that we have feelings. And you know something, again, I go back to the Bible, understand, and when, God said, it is not normal, it's not good, the man is alone. And God was receptive to Adam's feelings. He saw how Adam looked at the animals. The animals had mates. He saw how Adam sometimes were reserved, which what I said, it goes back to a man being reserved. God saw all that, and he said, no, I got to acknowledge Adam's feelings. And he did. This may sound you understand, fake or fraud or simplistic, you dig, but it's something that is very dynamic and very crucial to our unity. To be able to understand the feelings of a man and the feelings of a woman. Some men and women understand they play with emotions and feelings and stuff. Some men they play with emotions and feelings and stuff. Misunderstood says some of these dudes are animals and should be caged, be alone and caged. You damn right they are, for real. Because I tell you, you know something? With the way that you understand, uh, people have been showing their feelings and showing what they, who they really are. You understand? They have no feelings at all. Very impersonal. They don't care what they do to you, how they do it. I just seen the other day. No, no, misunderstood. I get it. I get it. You look, I just seen, you understand, yesterday in the news, a guy has stole a car. And when he stole the car, he didn't realize that in the back seat was a baby. And the first thing that he thought is he had to get rid of a baby. So what do? He drive down the street, you understand, get out the car, you dig, with the baby, take and put the baby, you understand, on the curb, jump back in the car and take off. Go sit down, man. He take off. Yeah, yeah, she got jokes, but it was, but you know something though, it was the truth though, you know, it was the truth because I could understand where she's coming from. You dig? But like I say, some people don't have feelings because this dude, you understand, after he stole the car, he's the first thing he thought about, oh, I got to get rid of this damn baby. And it showed, the videotape of him taking, the baby to the car and just setting it on the curb. And it's a good thing because I think it was some kind of driver that was driving by, and he got the baby and took it inside this residence and asked, the woman to take care of him and standing like, he tried to go back and follow the car, but, he lost it. Okay. But that's because, we don't have feelings. So I understood, what misunderstood, said, that some of the animals and should be alone caged because, like, that is truthful, you know. Some guys just don't care. Like I said, I shared with you the other day too, in my third video, that uh, a guy and this old lady had kidnapped two women. They took one woman and put her in a cage. Another woman, I guess they just had her, they left her, to roam around the house and was constantly raping her and whatever. And she was able to get away. And she brought the police and sent back to the house. The dude, didn't even want to come out. So the police told him, look, we ain't going nowhere. We just waiting on the one to come in there and kick that damn door in. Dude finally came out. He was something like 23 and the woman was 40. They didn't have feelings. How you gonna put a woman in a cage? And the cage that we're talking about is the same kind of cage, you understand, that you put your dog in when you go out and you put him in the cage so he don't tear up the house. Here's the thing about it though. I want to say this. Yeah, yeah, you're right. They are a special kind of people. See, what I'm speaking on is attribute instead of what a person is. But when looking at modern day society, everything is frayed in different directions. Like you say, that's a different type of evil, but it's one of many evils. Yeah, misunderstood. Them little dog cages, understand? That's what they. Not a kennel. I mean, you could buy them, understand, and like take them home. And you got different sizes. You got the small cages, you got the medium-sized cages, and you got the large cages, and then the extra large. Can you imagine? You understand? A woman just been in the cage and can't move around enough to even understand urinate or defecate or what have you. I mean, wow. And it's all based on the feelings that a person have. or the feelings that a person lacks. You know something? Okay, hold on. Let me put that up real quick. Wait a minute. I'm gonna just put that up. Okay, that's a good question. Oh no, not that one. Hold on, misunderstood. You say, Alan, how do you bring forth life only to take it, rape, torture, etc.? I don't get it. You know something? That is a very good question, you understand, because like that goes all the way back, understand, in history. Man has never truly been, you know, his brother's watcher. Man has always done evil against his brother. Always. And the thing about it, children, you understand, are the greatest victims in this system because they don't know. And men and women take advantage of them. More often than not, men take advantage of them. And you know something? That was something that I was really unaware of. Growing up, I didn't realize how many young girls and young boys were being victimized in home, the Catholic Church, at school. I didn't realize that. I actually had no idea. You know how I really came about? I mean, the first impression of that, it was when I was a community organizer, and I were creating programs, understand, for domestic violent women. We would have meetings, and some of the things that the women told me were so horrible that I couldn't believe them. I couldn't. About the abuse that they went through when they were young, as children and teenagers and adults. I remember one woman told me that she was so sick that she couldn't get up and cook her husband's meal, you know, for when he came in from work. He had already been abusing her, and he had already thought that she was just, sitting back, blowing away time, looking at soap operas or doing what she was doing. And like she told me that she was so sick, you understand, that she couldn't get up, you understand, to fix his meal. And she had already told him that, before he left, that she was feeling real bad. And when he came in through the door, you understand, uh, she was still laying there the way that he had left her, you know, that morning. And when he seen that she was still, laying there, he instantly got mad. So mad that he went downstairs in the basement, got a gas can with gas in it, and came back up and poured it all over her. And was taking a match and was trying to light it so he could throw a match on her. And she got up, with all her, will, and fought against him. She fought hard, and she was able to create some separation where she was able to run out the house. This guy was getting ready to set her on fire because she was too sick to cook him a meal. Those are some of the horrible things that I heard. Um, it is important to understand to always check our feelings about things because it's so easy to go left. It's so easy, you understand, to get into becoming vindictive, cold-hearted. And remember the video that I made, you understand, when I said, killing make monsters. All right? I was sincere about that. Because when you don't have yourself in check, you're going to do some reprehensible things. And all you got to do is look around the world. Look at how other people are dying. Look at how other people are being treated. Look how a human life don't mean anything. There are places, you understand, over there in Africa, in the Philippines, definitely in Mexico, where they kill people, you understand, and leave them laying there in the streets. Where they kill people, you understand, and they chop up their bodies and stuff them in refrigerators and stuff. A human life don't have no value. And those cartels over there in Mexico, look, they have no problem, you dig, with killing a person, hanging them up, cutting off their arms, cutting off their heads and putting them, on top of a car or what have you. I mean, in Africa, you understand the same way. And you know something? Some of that shit is starting to creep over here with these teenagers. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. They're killing each other without thought. All it takes, you understand, is to pull the trigger because they lost that feeling of humanity. It's just some of the shit, you understand, that I've lived through, you dig. And like, I could comment on, you understand, and have, knowledge of it because like I actually lived it, you dig? I've heard it. And sometimes I've seen it. And when that happens, you understand, you don't get a chance to come back. When a person has went through so much trauma, you understand, and I get it when they say that, this person went through a trauma, you dig, but some went through so much trauma, you dig, that they need psychiatric help. Because some of the things that they go through, you understand, they just can't deal with by themselves. Really, you can't practice self therapy on yourself. You dig? Some things have got to be done, you understand, by a psychiatrist or a therapist to walk you through it, to give you some sense of understanding. Came across an article, you understand, where a young girl said, "You know what? I've had enough. I need a break away from life." And she committed suicide. And when I, read that article, you understand, I said, wow, how can a young girl have a feeling such as that? How could she? I need a break from life. And her way of taking a break from life was to take her life. So a man, you understand, he has feelings. Just like a woman has feelings. And see, you can't, make a mockery of it, you dig, because like, you know, what's on one side, you dig, is flipped, you dig, to reveal the other side. And that's how you got to see it. Look at some of the shit that people do on YouTube. They do it, you dig, as if, it's the most normal thing in the world. Fuck over people. Walk all over them. Lie on them. Accuse them about all kind of shit. Knowing that they were the evil ones. You got to have feelings. Like Misunderstood said, which was, put very, very good. It's a different type of evil. Especially when you don't have feelings. Okay. A man is not afraid to show emotion. You know something? Uh, I've shown emotion, you understand, to my mate, to my children, to my neighbors. Even though, you understand, I'm a very serious guy. I must understand also, I must look myself in the mirror and not take myself too serious. Because there are some things that I see that I don't like, that I don't agree with. And it's kind of intense. I kind of feel things, you know? And look, God gave us, you understand, this attribute because, like, there are some things in life that no matter what we do and how we do it and the way that we do it. Okay, Sheila, I see you. Good night, Queen. But as I was saying, there are things that, God has given us, you understand, that attribute because there are some things in life that really, you can't understand it completely, but you do have feelings toward it, you know? And like, look, this is not only um, structured in the man, but it's structured in animals. Believe it or not, animals have feelings. Well, sometimes they show it. Sometimes, you understand, it comes out. One of the greatest things that I read in the Bible. Well, I read a lot of great things, but one of the greatest things that I read that when after God did all the creating and what have you, He blessed the living things on land and in the ocean. He blessed them, and I say, wow, that was a great thing. That was a great thing. He blessed them, and we have the attributes of emotions. Understand? The old saying goes, "A man don't never supposed to show emotions." That's bullshit. A man come out of his mother's womb showing emotions. That's because I say a man have feelings. A man is not a stranger to himself. And we don't never get it right because we always want to be something opposite of what we are. But I get it. Like Solomon said, there's a time for everything. And saying there's a time you dig when a man you dig is going to feel emotions. Something happened to his mate, you understand? He's going to feel concerned, upset. He's going to, have a meltdown. That can happen. And like for people who think that, oh no, that can't happen to a man. Come on, it's garbage. It's garbage. Yeah, you hear all these brothers, you understand, get on YouTube and sit back and try to tell what a woman is and how they is and what they're feeling and all that right there, and that women don't take care, take acknowledgement of their emotions. You dig, but really, if you're being true, you understand. Yeah, you got to admit that men have emotions. You understand, and like the unfortunate thing is that good night, Shitty. The unfortunate thing is that people take for granted the emotions that a man has. I have a tight control over my emotions, but there are times, you understand, when I'm alone by myself, you dig, that my emotions come out. And then uh, I've learned how to share my emotions with other people about some of the things that I see. Uh, I was just sitting back thinking about some of the things that, I've seen that really made me sad. But you can see the emotions from a man, you understand, whether, he's a baby, a child, a teenager, a young adult. You can't sit back and understand and say that a man is not emotional. He is. Guys just put it, you understand, in the wrong context, you understand, because they say that, emotions is a feminine, um, attribute. How I got there to that extent, I don't know. But I think it's only real that a man shows what he's feeling inside. And that and that when he shows what he's feeling inside, to be respected when he reveal it. You can't show your emotions to everybody. That's for sure, because you're gonna have some people that's gonna try to walk on it. Like we say, there's a different evil. I just feel it's important for a man to recognize the many attributes that he has and to understand them and to use them when he can. A man is able to reason things to a fine point. You know, it's already understood. You understand that a man, you dig, is you know is based. He does more logical thinking than he do emotional thinking, and a man who's able to reason things to a fine point is a man who is able to avoid many negative circumstances and situations. And that's for sure. And you know, being the head of a household or running his own business, a man got to be able to reason things, you know, in a concise way. And the thing about it is that women and children like a man who is able to reason things um, down to the, you know, down to the letter, because like it shows that a man is dependable and is consistent. Because like you know something, when your child is feeling sick or your child is acting up, the man has got to be able to reason why that child is displaying that behavior. When your woman is doing things a certain way, and like you know, it's quite different from what she normally do. A man, you understand, has got to be able to reason, you know, why that woman is acting different than what she normally act. When a man is probably having is having a problems with his car, he's got to reason that something's wrong. He's got to take it and get it checked up. If a man said that he want to provide a house for his family, he's got to reason down to the T what kind of house he want to get for his family. You know, I think that it's important that when a woman go to find a man and a man go to find a woman, they truly sit down and they reach deep inside of each other. Deep inside. You know, a dog is one of the things, one of the many animals you understand that looks at a man, you understand, in a way you give, you know, a true love. Which brings me, you know, to my next point. A man is unconditional. A man is unconditional in a whole lot of ways. He's true to his feelings and he's true to his heart and true to his family when he's able to, you know, to be true. That is something you understand that, you know, we don't adhere to. It is something that, you know, we don't want to admit, you dig, that we all have that inside of us. And it's important for us to understand unconditional love because, you know something, God gave it to us to understand naturally and easily. And we try to withhold it, understand, as much as we can. Get out of there. Man, this dog is hard headed. Okay, you know what? I think I've come to the end of tonight's video. Um, I'm getting ready to shut it down. I think I enjoyed this video right here because there was input. Thank all who came. Salute to you. Keep on being real. Keep on being genuine. I'm getting ready to end this broadcast, and if possible, I'll be back tomorrow with part 5 on what a man is. And like I'm going to take this in and send all the way out to to the last definition that I've had here. And so everybody that came, those up in the clouds, salute. I'm ready to go. Good night, Misunderstood. Good night, everyone else. I am out of here.